Hey, you ever wish you can climb into somebody else's brain and fix what's wrong with it so their pain will disappear or fade? I find myself in the middle of a lot of people's lives, and I find myself just constantly helping everybody else other than myself. Uh, the last few years now has been really crazy. A lot of ups and downs, and a lot of people show their true colors to me. I've always been told by several people that I can't get people to think like me. If everybody thought like me, in my mind, the world would be a lot easier to live in. I've seen so much in my 52 years. And so many problems that became worse problems, and so many problems that were ignored. I mean, this racism thing, 2017, and we have such racism still. It's unreal. And just the way the cops are handling everything is a little off the cut and way wrong. I mean, these guys, they really need to be trained for like a year maybe and have all kinds of counseling and all kinds of scenarios and things that they have to go through. A police officer needs to be like really altogether guy in all many phases, because I watched a video on YouTube where a lady got up out of a stretcher from the ambulance because her son was arguing with one of the police officers, and the police officer turned around and just armbarred this lady. She was about 60 pounds soaking wet, and dropped her. And then they just jumped on her with the handcuffs. And I think, everybody knows that police, they do have a tough job. They do have to deal with some real scumbags. There's a lot of us out there that ain't scumbags, and the cops treat everybody the same, like everybody's guilty and that's it. And I can understand the blacks, how upset they are, and where they want things to be more fair, and I get that, I really do. This anthem thing is not the answer for me, I don't think. I see that things might be changing. Malcolm Jenkins has been, he's got a committee together, and he's trying to do it the right way, and I hope we can come together as one. We need to come together as a group. All these different divisions, and Democrat and Republican and third party, and all it does is make more separate people. We need to come together. We'll be as strong as can be. I mean, nothing will be able to hurt us if we can get our country together. I mean, nothing. I mean, could you imagine if we could live in a world where we could walk down the streets talking to one another and having conversation, and not have to walk around with judgment or sarcasm, or just always have an open mind about stuff? Because see, eventually the bad guys and the rapists and the terrorists and the child molesters and all these freaks of life that deserve to be thrown off of it, there's going to be too many of us together. And see, that's supposed to be the plan, for us to be one group. The holding the fist up at the anthem bothered me a little bit, because that just indicates black power. And I would love to see black get their due respect. But it's supposed to be unity. It's supposed to be all of us. We're supposed to join together and do it right. And, get committees together, and let's go over the issues that are bothering everybody so much. And get people together and go out to the White House or legislation, or go wherever we have to go to make sure these are the new rules, or these could be the new laws. Like I said earlier, with policemen, We need to go back to a cop that he's just started yesterday, or he's been a cop for 20 years, and they all need to be reevaluated. And everybody needs to talk, and they need to have the right answers, because to be a police officer, like I said, it's a real tough job. But you got to be dedicated 100%. You got to be able to flip-flop your emotions. You can't walk around with, the big ego pushing people around. It's not going to help. No one wants to run to a cop no more. It just don't happen, because who knows? I come to tell you something about somebody else, and you don't like the way I said it to you. Next thing you know, I'm getting disorderly conduct thumped on the ground. It happened before. Police officers need to be trained for a year in all different kind of ways. And that's one start of the solution to help things get better. The other part of the solution here is all us, not us, because I'm just a regular schmo and no real money, but all us, all them athletes and stars and all these people making these millions and millions of dollars. And they're out buying houses and taking care of their families good. And, it's great. They worked hard to get to that point, and I respect that. And it's kind of, freaky, how sports back in the day was a high-paying thing, but not that bad. Sports have turned into a nutness where the money that these guys got. Now, don't get me wrong, man. Sports is what I watch. It's what I watch all the time. But all this money that these guys have, maybe we could give them some kind of tax break. And maybe these gentlemen, these athletes, these actors, or whatever, rich people in general that have money, let's start going around buying all these towns that are ruined, and let's start building better communities, and get rid of all the liquor stores in towns where you don't need 10 liquor stores. I'm sorry. It don't make sense to have 10 liquor stores within a couple blocks. You're just keeping that whole neighborhood down. A lot of changes can be changed. It's just the action. You're actually doing it. I've been hearing about this anthem all season, and it's just crazy how it's still being done. And just the other day, I heard of Malcolm Jenkins going to Congress or legislate, and he has a little, group together with them, and they're actually trying to change things and talk to people. That's great. That's something we're doing. That's getting something done. Now let's get going on a lot of these issues. A lot of things could be looked at and checked out. What's going on with all these children, man? How come these people are letting these children getting swamped off the street? When you were younger and said don't tattletale and shit, if you see something happen with a child, I don't care. Tattletale. If your life has to get killed to go save a child, then go get your life killed or whatever. We got to be humble, man. These are our kids, are our future, man, and we're letting them get trampled on and raped and just the most insane, sickest stuff that I don't like talking about because it's gross. And it's just unimaginable to me not to think and feel such things. But we have to do it as a group. We can't do it as the blacks, the whites, the Spaniards, the Mexicans, anything, And I got to say a little message out to all the white supremacists and all that stuff. Dude, that ship has sailed, man. It ain't happening. These guys need to settle up and figure something out, because it's never going to happen. This pure white race and shit. There's no pure nothing, man. Nobody's pure, okay? That's bullshit. Children are pure. Okay, I'll give you. Children are pure as hell. But all this talk about white superior race, come on, man. Let's forget about that, folks. We have so many walks of life that lives in the United States that even you white supremacists make me laugh. You crack me up with your rhetoric and your bullshit. Let's get together as a group of people let's start, bring it back to where you could go to a neighbor's house and walk in and feel comfortable and go down the street and be away from your house without thinking it's being robbed. I mean, the world we live in today is what we made of it. It's all stemmed from greed and lies and selfishness and not enough humble people, man. You gotta go through life humble. Walk around, you got all kind of money in your pocket one day. The next day, you could have nothing. Well, I'm going to be putting these little tapes out every once in a while. I don't know. YouTube, Facebook, see what people think. Main reason is I want a couple people that don't have no idea who I am to maybe get to know me. And then the people who think they knew who I was, maybe if they listen to what I have to say, it won't always be poetic and beautiful, but I can't be quiet no more. There's so much stuff going on. I'm screaming, with Trump and and Hillary and just everything that came out after him becoming president. And I get the haters and all that, and I'm not a lover of Trump right now. I'm watching him. I'm checking him out. The guy is buzzing on. He's a businessman. I don't know why a president has to be a guy in a suit that's been had a silver spoon his whole life and going through Congresses and became this and became that, and then to become president. I think any Tom, Dick, and Harry could be president. And if the president accidentally kissed a girl too hard or slapped her on the butt when he was younger and a teen, being stupid, let's not be stupid about dumb shit, okay? You know what cracks me about it? All the guys out there knew when they were younger being stupid with the girls, doing dumb stuff. Everybody does that stuff. And we're going to throw out shit about our president. See, here I'm going on a subject that I don't want to go on because I don't want to talk about Trump right now. I want to talk us people. If we wanted to change things, everybody in America, let's say not everybody, let's say 5 out of 15 people in America, if everybody stopped going to the fast food chains, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, anything that's fast food that's incorporated, big business, let's all start just going to the mom and pop shops, right? And we leave McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, Wendy's. We don't go to them for 2 months. Right now, we are holding all the dices here because they're going to panic. They're going to drop their price. They're going to ask, what do you want from us? Let's get these people in our pocket. Let's get these guys by... hey, we want some changes. We need to see some real changes. So if we have to affect all these businesses and all these corporations by losing millions of dollars, maybe these big money people, their attention will get grabbed when they're losing all this money. We got all these fast food stores everywhere, and if you say 30% of America, maybe 40% of America just continued going there for a couple months, we would own them. I mean, not own them, you know what I mean, but we have so many stuff that we can do as individuals, as people, just as nobodies, if we join together. See, this is the whole thing I'm trying to talk about. Unity is the only solution, the only answer. With unity will bring strength. And we have so many people unified, all thinking the right thing and good thoughts and positive and doing good for families and friends and strangers, just trying to be an all-around kind of guy, nice to, everybody across. Anybody that looks at me walking down the street, I say hello. I talk to everybody. But we got to bring ourselves together. We got to figure a way. The blacks, the whites, all the races. I mean, come on, man. All it is skin. That's all it is. But I love you all, and peace out, and let's come together as one, okay? I love you.